And welcome back. We are talking about irritating things airlines do and flight attendants, stewardesses, what they do that is so offensive and irritating.
Aren't there police that come and handcuff you if you make sexist comments? We haven't come that far yet?
I haven't seen them.
Watch out.
But do you think objective comments like I made are sexist comments? Or there's a reality?
I think most people would judge them as sexist comments. They don't particularly bother me, but I just would like to disassociate myself from those comments.
You would?
Yes.
Well, you can. I mean, that's what this program's all about. If you
Cowardice.
Cowardice. Let's go to number 4. All right. Having all the passengers, listen to this, depend in the case of an emergency on the actions of an obese guy who paid extra to sit in an exit row so he can get out fast.
And why do people really want to sit in the exit row? I do, because I've got long legs.
Yeah, but if you're
smart. Because they're really in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, a real good exit row would have nobody in it so you could exit.
Of course.
But we've got exit rows with large people in the way.
Of course.
I mean, there are a lot of things. If I can get away with like $9 or something, yeah, I'll pay extra for the exit row. But then you got to put up with the people who say, "You told me this," yeah, and I have to have your attention. You have to look at me.
Yes.
And I'd like to say, I could listen a lot better if I didn't have to look at you. It's making me sick.
The stewardesses demand your attention. Sir, you will have to pay attention to me while I'm talking. Oh, yes. Now, let's see. I'm working for free, right? I have to do what you tell me with your 68 level IQ. I have to listen to what you're telling me to do, and I got to let all these people here are going to be running over the top of me, trampling me. I got to help them get out.
They actually have to do it. I mean, they have to.
Have to do what?
They have to, by federal law, they have to give you these instructions. What I don't like is they seem to look at me. You know, are you capable of doing this? Are you capable of doing this?
Yeah.
And I want to say,
there may be an age
I'm
thing.
in better shape than all these other mopes around here. Yeah. You're damn right I can do it. But you ought to pay me to be in the exit row.
But see, you immediately jump to this personal adaptation to the issue.
Exactly.
That is because you have long legs. You like to sit in the exit row. I'm telling you that there are people who buy exit row seats for the specific purpose of getting off of the airplane first if there's an emergency. That's why they're in the exit.
You think so?
Of course they do. Self-interest. Oh, I think
I never thought of that.
I'll pay the extra $20 so I can help Mary Jane with her polyester suit. Help everybody else off the airplane.
In order to get out first, you got to take the door off and throw it out.
Right, but then you have to stand aside and you have to help out the little old ladies.
Well, we know that's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. They sit on the exit row so they can jump out first.
No. In the case of a real emergency,
they wouldn't do that.
They're out.
But they're out. Of course they're out. But
I don't think even the FAA believes that.
I want to say this. When the stewardesses is talking to this guy who's about 3 sheets to the wind, asking if he'll cooperate and help her when she's got her emergency problems, he said, "Oh, well, I didn't pick him. Who picked him?" I was like, wait, there's a better person out here. There's a doctor over here. There's an engineer. There's even a Republican. There are people here who might help, okay? You're letting that guy get it? It's crazy.
Well,
they're running the airline like a budget. It's like a cartoon or something.
That's all right.
And how many people would put seats in front of an exit? Who dreamed that plan
People
up?
will not pay to sit on the floor. You got to give them seats.
Let's go to number 3.
It doesn't happen that often.
No. Number 3, flight attendants who act like the plane is theirs. I need you to lower your shades. I need your seat backs upright and in a up-locked position. I need your service items, whoever dreamed that crazy term up, I need your service items returned to me in the center aisle. No, you don't need anything, okay? How about just tell us that, give me your trash, okay? Listen, now, I need this, I need that. I only have Coke or Pepsi. Well, or I only have one or the other. They always, I only have this, I only have it. No, you don't. You work for an airline. What is this? Let's get number 2 up here, okay? Bill's not going with this. Number 2, flight attendants who make stupid jokes. You've all heard it. Well, for all of you who are going to Chicago, we'll be arriving. No, we're going to Atlanta, where this other lady's about to faint because she doesn't speak English very well. She's trying to find her overhead thing that someone else has jammed in. She's trying to pull her stuff out. Trying to get out there because I'm not going to Chicago. All right, let's get number 1 up here. Number 1, flight attendants who talk down to you like you're a first grader. Now it's time for us all to turn off our cell phones. We had a judge one time who told the jury when they came back from lunch, he said, now I know when our bellies are full, we get a little naughty. We get like we're a little sleepy in the afternoon. I know how we are when our bellies are full. So listen, talk to these people. They paid. They paid a ticket, $600-800 to be talked to like you're in the first grade. We deserve more, okay? It's pervasive in the airline industry. They treat everybody like ignorant cattle or something in there. But you don't have these problems because you usually sit in the first class.
No, I don't sit in the first class.
Come on.
Unless somebody else is paying for it. And we don't even do that. No, I haven't been in first class in a long, long time. It was at AirTran or JetBlue. They'd let you upgrade for like $50. I got in first class a couple of times for like $50 a leg. I bet on that.
Yeah, I actually get in first class quite often.
That just reminds me. You just told me about a trip where you went in first class.
Yeah, well, I have to be intellectually honest in this program. I can't just espouse a liberal position and then not disclose the fact that I do prefer to move up front with where I'm more comfortable. I have a little wider seat, okay? They call me by my last name, which is very nice, and they offer me a drink before we take off, okay?
That's important.
Sometimes I don't have to pay $7 for a beer, okay? See, you sit in the back, $7 for a beer. So,
well, you don't have to drink on airplanes. You have a beer when you get home.
Do you have anything else? Thank you very much. For those of you who want to send us a suggestion about irritating things airlines or flight attendants do, or irritating things that waiters or waitresses do, please send them to us because I'll just give you this guy's first name, Harry. You all would know him if I gave you his last name, but sent me a really good suggestion or two about waiters, which we're going to do next week. So we welcome you to send your comments. Now, Bill, before, pardon me, we get into the invasion of the alpha males.
We're going to run out of time. We ought to do that now. Yeah. Well, what this is about, I'm sure you've heard about it. Impact 100. There's a lot more than 100. It's a group of women who got together, and they all decided we'll each put in $1,000, and so we'll have that many $1,000 from our members, and then we'll have a really careful process to decide what charity it goes to. And they do certain things. I mean, they don't want to just do it for sustaining operations. They want to kind of get them started.
Projects.
And it has been, in Pensacola, this is a lot of money for a city the size of Pensacola. Wasn't it $700,000 they passed out?
Bill, #1 in the nation.
We have a great habitat and a great impact.
Habitat is fabulous.
$700,000 in Pensacola, and this is annually they do this. That's an impact. That's a heck of a charity. They choose the recipients carefully. They study them. They go over the books. They do everything. It's a fine organization. It's hard to find anything bad to say about it.
And they have committees that help people, nonprofits, set up their books correctly, get their proper boards in place. It is a fabulous organization of all women. But I'll tell you a little history about it, okay? Because I happen to know. I was in the presence of some dominant white males who were really panning the organization in its early days by caustic comments about, and the guys will be writing checks, kind of like they'll be out of the kitchen for a few hours and pretending to be important, okay? Well, what's happened is the guys are not involved. No guys are involved. That's why the organization is good, is they have no white males interfering with this, okay? I mean, that's really the key to the success of this organization. They're smart women who have shut off invasive alpha males from screwing it up. That's exactly that's why it's been so good.
How many alpha males would it take to screw it up and completely destroy it? Like if you showed up and started making speeches, would that be the end of it?
It could do it.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Here's what the alpha males are going to do, and I'll give you some examples. They're going to try to invade the board by getting a friendly woman who will kind of help them with some project or something that they got their hands in. They're going to try to get their charitable organizations, whichever one they're championing at the moment, to kind of wangle their way in outside the normal process. These are all things that this fabulous organization is going to have to face if they're not already facing it. But here's what we've seen so far. 3 invasions of the alpha males have all failed. One was this guy who claimed that he had all this extra money from a charity and he was going to have Impact 100 help administer it. So at first it looked like it would be okay. They do a fabulous job being fair and thorough, and the money they put out does great things in our community. This is a huge success story, period, okay? Well, that fell on its face because the guy didn't come through with what he said he was going to do. But that was good, but that was the first indicator. That's kind of him, uh-oh. The alpha males are seeing something that's powerful and it's good. They don't like that because that's just, it makes them really nervous. The next alpha male invasion was this.
There's more.
Yes, they're offering a scholarship by an alpha male for somebody else. They didn't even want any scholarships. They don't have scholarships. If they do, they'd want to set it up their own way. But the alpha male wanted to be involved and wanted his name there and wanted to be important and wanted to be part of this great organization. Caution to the women, you see a male showing up, you ought to kick him out of the door. Don't even let him come into your meetings. Don't let him come to anything. Finally, this. You ready for that? There's more. There's more. And I'll let you. Last week, you didn't give me much time. At the end?
That's true.
So I'm paying you back for last week. So finally, this.
Oh, that's good.
Number one, one of the most prominent male figures in the community decides he's going to offer huge personal support for this Impact 100. Didn't even ask for it, but he's going to offer support. He's going to hold a fundraising activity for it. And he's going to do it at the baseball park. And he's going to do it to help, just to help. You see how that works, Bill? The alpha male figures this out. If I offer a charitable offering, how can anybody question it or turn it down? And the next thing you know, they're kind of wangling their way in. And the next thing you know, they're kind of jointly working on something. Then they're on committees together. Then all of a sudden they destroy the whole organization. They don't want to destroy it. It's not that. It's just they can't stand to see anything that's really successful, especially run by women. It scares them to death, you know, and they're all Republicans. I finished my piece.
Probably are. Well, everybody here is a Republican. That doesn't mean anything.
Okay,
how is this different than that? What is it, the Augusta National Golf Course, where they don't let women, and the women are shrieking, "You don't let women in." Why is this different? You kind of like not letting men in.
No, they don't want to be members because they can't. It's Impact 100 is a women's organization.
Right. But that's what they say about the golf course. Then it's a men's organization. Okay. We don't have women because it's in our bylaws, and you can't come in, you're a woman.
Okay, then Condoleezza Rice says, I want to be a member, and they finally say, okay, she wants to be a member. So alpha
how is it different?
Then the alpha males won't stand up. They can't stand the exposure. Why not, if you're the big male, why don't you say, by golly, I want to be a member of Impact 100. You know what? Can't stand the ridicule, the embarrassment. You want to join an organization that's made up of women who are not barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, are actually making decisions, actually doing things that are smart as they can be. You want to be in that organization? Okay, no, you don't want to be that. No, I just want to control it kind of from the left. Right wing. Okay, go ahead.
Well, the truth is anybody ought to be able to join with anybody. If you want to have an organization of just men or just Jews or just midgets or whatever the hell you want, you ought to be able to do it.
Private organization, sure.
Private organization. This is a fine organization.
With no government money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a fine organization. They do good things, and it's going well. They ought to just leave it the way it is.
It's going great. Just don't let the men get involved. They'll screw it up. You couldn't get 20 men together to each give $1,000 and work on a committee to give money away. Are you kidding me? 700 white males? There'd be a war, okay? There'd be constant manipulation. There'd be jockeying around.
Well, do you think some of the money would go to somebody's buddy?
There'd be corruption would just jump up on the number one on the agenda. This program and this organization is just spectacular. So I guess the caveat is just be careful, okay? Be careful. Speaking of being careful, how are the Boy Scouts doing?
I don't know. That's a question came out of the blue. I'm not a Boy Scout.
I mean, the expose of all the files coming out about all the child predators and all that. I wonder if you had an opinion about that.
I don't. I think the Boy Scouts would probably say in any organization you're going to have some weirdos, and you shouldn't besmirch the whole organization with a few.
What do you think about them not opening up their present files and things? They're saying it's all confidential. It can't be opened up, and they're trying to protect people's identity. These files that they opened up were back in the 70s, I think.
I'd have to think about it. you know, what rules, what laws, what standards apply? I just have to think about it.
Well, that's good. Think about that.
Certain files probably ought to be private. Certain things, they're not the government. They ought to open up government files eventually.
Next week, will you have an opinion about that, you think, about the Boy Scouts?
Probably not. No, I'll forget it. You can have one.
Well, I was really interested.
I'll forget it.
I mean, I was interested in if you had a strong view about
I don't have a strong view. I mean, you know, you can make an argument either way.
Well, I just want to thank you for all the kind things you've said about our elected officials, including the county commissioners and the police department and everybody else, and I know they appreciate your objective views about that. This is Within Reason. This program is broadcast once or twice a week, maybe 3 times in some places. We welcome your calls and comments, and we appreciate you watching. And good night, Mr. Rankin.
Good night.
We'll see you next week.